being unbothered to me basically means minding your own damn business. Because why is something that is not even adding or removing from you disturbing you so much? Why? This is not everything about being unbothered, but how about we start from here? I am Uju of Ideal Style. If you're new here and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Do click on the subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. I learned to do is to stop explaining myself all the time and to talk less. Well, talking less has always been something about me right from time, so that one has not really affected me, but to stop explaining myself, that one has helped me very, very much, because people will always talk. You can't stop people. You can't tell people what to think. If you start explaining yourself, if you start explaining everything you hear about yourself, you're going to explain every second of your life. And when you finish explaining and suffering and stressing yourself, they'll still believe what they want. You have no control over that. It is normal human nature to judge people. Like, not everybody do, but there's just a lot of people that sometimes I just sit and wonder, these people, do they even have work? Like, you can't help sometimes but to ask yourself, certain people, do they even have work to do? Because you just sit and analyze other people's life and gossip and all of that kind of thing. So it is not even your business what somebody thinks about you. Honestly, it's not your business. It's just in few occasions, people that genuinely love you and care about you, when they have certain opinions about you, okay, it's nice to clear it up, because these people genuinely have you at heart. So those situations are different, or probably you are doing something and this particular thing you are doing is hurting somebody else, and somebody is trying to get to you and tell you that whatever it is you're doing has the power to hurt somebody else. In that situation, you should care. Honestly, you should care, because it's not just about you. Personally, I've learned that if there's something you want to feel about me or think about me, go ahead, think about me. Because you didn't even ask me, you probably just had it and you're like, oh, okay, this is how this girl is, or whatever. Think it. I really don't care. Anything you want to think I am, think it. Go ahead and think it. The most important thing is that within me, I already know what I really am. So you just had about me and okay, you believe. That does not concern me. It doesn't add to my bank account and it doesn't deduct. It actually stresses you that is bothering about it, and putting it in your mind is an issue for you, not for me. You don't need to explain, and you don't need to talk too much. You might be having an argument with somebody, or you're talking to somebody, and you are sure that what you are saying is 100%, even 120% correct, but this person is just so ignorant, and you're like, what the hell? How can someone be so ignorant? But you don't have to force people to go ahead and believe what you believe. You cannot break the person's head and put your opinion inside. Even if you can, it shouldn't be, because nobody is supposed to have the monopoly of truth. So you having your opinion is fine. Someone else having a different opinion directly opposite from what you have is also fine. So you need to be able to respect people's opinions so that they can respect yours. You mustn't win an argument in order for you to make a point. Just say your own truth and let it go. Everybody talk. Because when everybody when you are talking and you are shouting, it causes a whole lot of problem that is just not necessary. Why are you why the bother? Why the stress? Like, why hurting yourself so much just to make somebody understand something? Leave them now with their ignorance. The way you're also feeling, okay, let me leave them with my ignorance. That's how they're like, okay, let me leave her with her ignorance. Life is just really funny. There's no point. There's a lot of things that we don't necessarily need to bother ourselves about. The truth is that a lot of people end up listening to people who are calm in explanations, and people who are intentional about their words. Like, they choose their words right when talking, and not shouting. A lot of people like to shout. So why are you shouting? Why are you letting unnecessary things bother you? One thing I always do to remain unbothered is to block out negativity. Have you ever met somebody for the first time and this person is just blatantly rude to you? Like you don't know this person, but this person is just rude to you. And you're asking yourself, what the hell? Where does this person know me? It's normal for some people. Some people are just bitter. So these kinds of people, they carry this bad energy and this bad emotions with them everywhere that they go, and because they cannot regulate these negative emotions, so it's just like a coping mechanism for them to pour it out on their victim, which unfortunately was you on that day. So these kinds of people, they feed off negative emotions. When they do this, they want you to react so that they can feed off your negative emotions. So you reacting negatively is making them happy. It's making you also be like them. So why do you want to be like that? When I find myself in such situations, I just act bored of you. I just act unbothered, like I don't care, because I like to see it as it's an issue you have. Why should you bring an issue you have to me, and why should your own issue affect me? For God's sakes, I have my own issues, so your issue should not be affecting me. Do you get? So that's how I like to see. I just act like I don't even care, because I don't. It's not my issue. Go deal with your issue. Let me deal with my own. I just walk past you or something. So these kind of people, they just want to cause drama, basically. So you dancing to their tune is going to stress you out. There's no point, because after this time you are likely not to see them again. So why bother yourself? Also, there are certain kind of people that meet you and probably are talking to them and they're trying to act like they kind of know you more than you know yourself, and you're telling this person, okay, this is how I see this and this is how I am, blah blah blah, and this person is like, no, this is how you always do this, and all of these kind of things. No need stressing yourself. This particular kind of people, they just act like this because this is how they are. They feel everybody is actually like them, so they are trying to like put the traits they have in them in you so that you can begin to see it in yourself. Some people are just funny and toxic. Situations like that, I act bored and unbothered and let it slide because it shouldn't be affecting me. Another way I've managed to remain unbothered is to prioritize my needs, like living to please myself and not another person. Sometimes when somebody asks for a favor, to be very honest, within the first few seconds you already know your answer to it. You already know what you want to say. You already know that is no, but you are like, okay, how will this person feel? How will this person not feel? And all of that, and you are stressing yourself. This could be something that doesn't even align with your values or something that doesn't sit right with you morally, but because you want to be a people pleaser, you don't want to feel rejection, you want to feel accepted, why do you want to go out of your way and displease yourself? It's not as if you should not be there for the people that you love or even a random stranger, but there are certain things that when asked of you, you know that this is not morally right, or this does not even align with your value, but because you just want to, okay, let me please this person, let me just do this, okay, let me make this person happy. How about you? So at the end, you are feeling all of this regret. Why do you want to live with regret? As long as you don't feel it is not against your values, or it's not going to cause you harm, or it's not going to leave you regretting anytime soon or anytime in the future, those are the only situations. But when you know that deep down your answer is no, go ahead and say no. Just go ahead and say no. Nobody is meant to pressure you into doing something you obviously don't want to do. I learned to say no when something does not sit well with me because it is my life, something like that. It just helps me, just puts me in the right state of mind. The next thing I did is to limit the expectations I have from people. In fact, limit my expectations generally. Sometimes we just beat ourselves up and feel so hot when we expect something from someone and this person doesn't meet up, or this person don't come to our aid when we need it. The way I like to see them, when I ask you for a favor and you say no, you say no doesn't mean I cannot go ahead with my plan. It just means I cannot go ahead and do this with you. I could do it with someone else, I could do it by myself, I could still do it, but not just with you, and that's okay. I've learned not to take certain things personal. Like when somebody doesn't come through for me, I've learned so much not to take it personal. That's because this person is not okay doing this thing with me. This person said no, and I can totally relate to this person saying no, because I am someone who knows how to say no very, very much. If something doesn't sit well with me, I always understand when somebody says no, because I don't even like calculate it. It's just funny, I don't really even calculate it because I don't even see it as an issue. So I don't even expect too much from a lot of people, to be very honest. So a lot of things doesn't surprise me. There are a lot of things that would have actually surprised me with certain people, but it doesn't surprise me because I've learned to keep my expectations very, very low, and it has really helped my mental health to a great extent. And also for the way you set expectations for yourself. Well, it's okay for you to set expectations. Some people set unrealistic expectations. It's okay for you to dream and dream big and have scary lucid dream if your dream doesn't scare you and all of those kind of things. But then be careful with the way you react to them when they turn south, because we don't actually try to consider the end results. We're not prepared. There's something about hoping for the best while you expect the worst. This way, a lot of things will not even bother you, that shouldn't bother you, because we need to realize that in life, things can actually just happen. Life would always life, and sometimes things will not go the way we planned, and it's okay, because nobody has control of how his or her life turns out. And sometimes we don't even know what's really best for us. We could just plan and plan and plan. These are just merely things that we want. We don't even know if it's good for us or if it's the best for us, to be very honest. So learning that certain things will not turn out just as we planned is a key. We need to be comfortable with the fact that if plan A doesn't work, plan B would work. That's why there's something called plan B. Even if plan B don't work, do plan C. To be very honest, there's so much that shouldn't really be bothering us that we let get to us, and it's really very unhealthy. So not getting plan A doesn't mean we will not succeed. We'll still succeed. We just have to be open to a whole lot of opportunities, because there's always opportunities. Opportunities are always going to come. It's not about how you lost it. It's always about how open you are to opportunities or how involved you are. The next thing I did is to realize that I have no control over events or situations that is happening, but the only thing I have control over is my reactions to them. So in life, things are always going to come out. Unexpected things, definitely you can't stop it, because it's life is not predictable like that. But you just need to know that you have the power to control how you react to them or how this particular event affects you. To be very honest, we underestimate the power we have to create our day. You have the power to choose how your day will end up, because everything is just about your mind. So it's not as if I'm trying to say do not feel your emotions or do not feel angry when certain things happen. No, you should actually feel it. Take your time to feel it, but just take your time also to process it. When something happens and this thing is pissing you off and you want to be pissed and do everything, realize that you need to take your time. React to it the best way that is healthy for you. Making decisions when you are pissed is very unhealthy, because you might end up regretting it. If you can ask yourself, in fact, think back of certain times when something pissed you off so much and you got angry and you busted out and you lashed out. How has it helped you? Maybe there could be a time you lashed out so much and it helps this situation, but how did you feel afterwards? Because personally, I know of times I've lashed out and it probably helped the situation, but at the end of the day, I didn't feel so good about myself, because I felt, okay, this situation took me out of my element, and I don't like that. I don't like to go out of my elements because of triggers like that. It's something I'm actually on a journey of learning. Basically, lashing out and anger, all of that would actually shift the whole attention from the main situation to the manner of approach. So realizing that the manner you approach a situation or a person is going to change the perspective completely. Last but not the least is to always find time to relieve yourself of stress. Because if you don't find time to relieve yourself of stress, you will never have time to relieve yourself of stress. Because life is always going to hit you. Sorry about that, but life is always going to hit. Like this, the problem no dey finish. Problem no dey finish. You don't need to actually make time for problem. Issues will always come out, but if you don't make time to enjoy and take care of yourself, it will not come unexpected. The way problems come, it will not come like that. So force yourself, make time to relieve yourself. Just probably 2 minutes in a day is actually going to go a long way. Just 2 minutes a day. Relieve yourself, take your mind off all of this stuff. I hate something. Take your mind off all of this stress just for 2 minutes and reflect on your life. Basically, take care of yourself. Probably do yoga and exercise. Just be mindful of what you take in, what you feed your mind, what you feed your body. For me personally, when I realized that there are certain things that if I eat, it doesn't sit well with me. Like if I take a whole lot of oily things or too much of sugary, unhealthy things, my whole day turns out mood. I'll just be moody for that day. I'll be cranky and moody and very uncomfortable because these things are not healthy for me. Find what works for your body. Physically, living a healthy life, taking lots of water, taking healthy meals, taking in healthy things can help you relieve stress, because it is stress that keeps us bothered. Keeping your whole environment clean also is very nice. If your environment is all together and all of that, it just signifies peace in this environment, because everything is well placed now. When everything is just all over the place, it's like a war zone. Your space is always going to affect your mood. So keeping your space at a place that is unbothered is very important to keeping your mind at an unbothered space. Basically, being unbothered is practically doing what makes you happy, doing what you like and not living to please others, realizing that events will always come up or people will always judge. But what you decide to do with these events or with these judgments is what's going to determine how unbothered you're going to end up. Also tell me things that you do to remain unbothered in case there's something you do I don't mention, so that everybody can learn. I'm also here to learn. So tell me in the comment section, what do you do to remain unbothered? So guys, we've come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe, like, leave me a comment in the comment section. I'll be sure to reply, and I'll see you in my next. Bye.